Okay. Now, let's see what we got here. Let's get this going on YouTube. I think that's working. Okay. Now we need to start the stream on Insta. Live. Oh, no. Okay. That might be working. No. Okay, that's no. All right, that's wrong. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now you got it. Okay. So how do we? You'd think I would know how to do these things already, but I don't. Okay, there we go. There. Now I'm live. You know, just a minute late. Not a big deal. 1 minute. Not going to kill anybody. No one's even watching yet. No biggie. Okay, let's get this light a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think all systems are go. Captain? Captain? Hey, Grandma. Hey, Gran. How's it going? Grandma's watching. Thanks for coming, Gran. Always appreciate a little support from the fam. Hate Love. Okay. Interesting name. Thanks for coming. So, yeah, we're talking about food idioms today, but it's still an English Q&A, too. So, my preference is always going to be answering your questions. If you have any questions about English, I want to hear them. Hey there. Abishkingith. I can't pronounce that. Good morning, Teacher James. Hey, good morning. Thanks for chatting to me here. So we're streaming on YouTube as well. If you want to find my YouTube, you can find the link tree in my account. The difference between watching on Instagram and YouTube is that on YouTube you can actually see what I'm drawing or typing or writing. Okay. Start with a smile. Like that. Abby says, hello. Well, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Hopefully good. Let's just check the streaming analytics on YouTube. Okay, it looks like it's working. That's good. Hey, Saeed. Seen you before. Thanks for coming. So, you know, like I said, we're kind of going over some food idioms, food stuff. Okay, so we're going to start off with some simple ones. We're going to try some use cases, maybe experiment with them a little bit. Hey, Carrie, thanks for coming. And we'll see if we can use them and what we learn about. Great. Hey, RB Visa, thanks for coming. But just because I have my own topic today doesn't mean that we can't ask our own questions. All right? I always love the questions more. That's my favorite. Saeed says, hi. How have you been today? So far, so good. Yeah, pretty good so far. Actually, wait a minute. This computer is not charging. Did I plug in my charger? Should be plugged in. I think. Oh, bet I got unplugged here. Yeah, there we go. Don't want the computer to die midstream, right? That'd be bad. Yeah, you know, I've just been teaching a couple of classes. I had a demo this morning. Had a class with a regular student. We're going to do our stream. Then we're going to go out to lunch to celebrate. Got a celebratory lunch date. I was accepted to my master's study program at Texas State. So, yay. Congratulations to me. Yeah, idioms are fun. Sure, yeah, sure they are. Well, they're fun, but they're also difficult and frustrating. All right, so that's why we're talking about them. Congratulations. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. So I'm excited to get started on my graduate studies. I'm looking forward to it a lot. I think I'm going to be better at that than running a business. I think I'll be better at that. So let's start off with our idioms, okay? So idiom number 1, it's an idiomatic noun, a quote-unquote piece of, I'm just going to type this to the Instagram people, piece of cake. Actually, you know, this actually functions more as an adjective. Jesus bless you. Well, thanks, Diego. Yeah, I appreciate that. You could always use more blessings. Bless my ads, too. I'm running some ads for the new $5 subscription program. $5 a month, 2 live lessons, 2 group lessons, but live lessons with an English native speaking teacher, me. All right. Very easy, right? What's very easy? What are you talking about? Smiling? You're the one that requested a smile. All right. Oh, very easy. Duh. Yeah. Yes, that is what a piece of cake means. Yes. Let's write that down in our notes here on Zoom. A piece of cake. So this is actually functioning kind of more as an adjective phrase because we're describing something as very easy. All right. Who can try a sample sentence? Yeah, it does mean very easy. Yes, you're completely correct. Catrick Fort says, I look wonderful. Great. Right. Nothing wrong with looking wonderful, right? So a piece of cake. Because it functions as an adjective phrase, we'll actually have to introduce it with like a is, am, are, be. It's functioning as an adjective because we're describing something as a piece of cake. Right, this is a piece of cake. Those are pieces of cake. Typically, am is not going to be used because we're going to describe something or some process as a piece of cake. Okay, so I'll do my own sample sentence first, and we'll see if we can get some from you guys. All right. Some people think that live streaming is, all right, here's my is, a piece of cake. But it actually took me 2 weeks just to figure out how to properly use the technology required. Right? So it wasn't a piece of cake for me. Live streaming was not a piece of cake for me. But that's mostly just because I was trying to figure out how to do, how to share my screen. Right? I want to live stream sharing my screen. So actually, I can only do that on YouTube, unfortunately for me. Some people can do it on Instagram. Don't know why. So some people are allowed to live stream on their computer on Instagram, and other people are not. I'm one of the people who are not allowed to do that. So some people think live streaming is a piece of cake, but not me. Here we go. We got a sample sentence. I wish learning English is a piece of cake for me. All right. All right, good. Hate Love says, I'm from India, and it's 10:07 p.m. here. Yeah, you know, I actually changed my live streaming time to a little earlier so that people from India could participate. All right, so I know it's late, but hopefully it's not too late. All right, so sorry about that. Nice sample sentence. So Carrie says, let's put this in my typing here. Size 24 font. Carrie says, I wish learning English is a piece of cake for me. All right, okay, pretty good. Not a bad sentence there. But it's a little awkward, all right? Because we're using is, and that makes sense. I wish learning English is a piece of cake for me. So that's kind of putting it into the present simple tense. All right, but when we're doing like a wish, all right, when we're using a wish, this is kind of like a type of conditional, all right? And typically, we'll put it in the past tense, all right, past simple. I wish I could go to the movies, right? Could, we're using that past tense. I wish you would talk to me more nicely, right? That's also in past tense. So wishes, usually in the past tense. So how are we going to change your sentence to fit this tense requirement? Any ideas? We need to change one word. What do you think? I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to think about it. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look at the YouTube comments while we're at it. Learning something new, never a piece of cake for me. Okay, sure, fair enough. Is never a piece of cake for me. Perfect, perfect sentence. Very nice. Great job with the adverb. Never. Right. It is never a piece of cake for me. Really good. Yeah, that was a good one. Learning English was never a piece of cake for me. Sure, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. But that's not changing the wish, right? So the wish will say, I wish learning was a piece of cake for me. I wish learning was a piece of cake for me. And it's because it's a wish. And I wish learning was a piece of cake. Speak. Here we go. We got one from Hate Love here. Oh wait, we got two. Saeed says, let's type in another one here. Let's put it up here this time. Saeed's sample sentence says, I do my tasks a piece of cake. I do my tasks a piece of cake. So you have I, subject, do, okay, verb, my tasks, object, a piece of cake. So we're kind of putting that in an adverb position, but a piece of cake isn't an adverb, right? We're actually using that to describe something. So how about this? We need to describe something. We can describe the tasks. So I'll give you a suggestion. I'll say, my tasks what? All right, so how are we going to fix that? My tasks, how are we going to incorporate piece of cake in there? So we know that it typically functions more as like an adjective, so it needs an is, am, are. We have some other people joining us here, jumping in. Hey guys, hello, Mudasir, Roberto, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Saeed, can you make a correction? Or someone else can try. I do my tasks a piece of cake. So I'm going to say my tasks ... a piece of cake. How are we going to make a correction there? Let's see if anyone has any ideas in YouTube. Nope, no ideas in the YouTube comments. That's fine. Let's see if we got it. My tasks are. Perfect. So we actually can say, my tasks are a piece of cake. There it is. Good. Very good. Let's take a look at loves, or hate loves. Speak. We got speak is a piece of cake, but work is difficult. Ah. Nice advanced sentence structure. All right, we've got a nice coordinator in there. But. All right, so speak is a piece of cake, but work is difficult. Now there is a minor grammatical error here. Your subject is speak, but that's a verb. Well, we can make a verb our subject. That can work, but only if we're using it as a gerund. What is a gerund, right? Gerund required here. We can't use verbs as a subject unless we're using them as a gerund. Who can tell me what is a gerund? Let's see if anybody knows on YouTube. I gotta pop back and forth and check. Okay, no extra YouTube. Saeed says ing. That's right. So an ing verb used like a noun is a gerund. So when we need to use a verb like a noun, then we can use the gerund. So to fix the sentence, we'll say, speaking is a piece of cake, but work is difficult. Perfect. Let's put that correction in here. All right, so we'll say, speaking is a piece of cake, but work is difficult. You'll notice I put a comma in there. All right, so we can separate these two clauses with a comma because we're using that coordinator. Okay, so just keeping that in mind. That is one way we can use a comma. Dang it. I put a little bit too much coffee creamer in there. That's a little too sweet. A little too sweet. Great. Now let's have some fun with this, right? Let's try. Yeah, here we go. Let's try putting some of these sentences into Dolly, right? I've got Dolly set up here. Let's switch this around. I can show you guys what I'm looking at. So if you watch on YouTube, you can just see this already. Hey, Lisa. So let's see what Dolly thinks about piece of cake. Let's say this one. Speaking is a piece of cake, but work is difficult. Let's see what Dolly says, or what Dolly shows us. Give me a second. I'll type it in. Speaking is a piece of cake, but work is difficult. I wonder what Dolly is going to show us here. Let's see. All right, Dolly, what do we got? Lisa, hello. Hey there. Zarkan? Cool name. Zarkan. Okay. All right. So it's just showing us some pieces of cake, basically, right? And they look not too strange. I always love it when Dolly tries to put writing, right? It's complete nonsense. It almost looks like the word like here. And I don't know what kind of cake that's supposed to be. Half of the cake is in this picture or in this paper, and the other half is not. Oh, this is good. I love it. So this is what Dolly says about speaking is a piece of cake, but work is difficult. Oh, yeah. All right. So that's piece of cake. Okay, sure. So we got that one out of the way. All right, let's think of another kind of like food-based idiom. So I have a list, but does anyone have their own ideas? Food idioms, English food idioms. Who's got an idea about that? Let's see if anyone's talking on YouTube. No, not right now. So what other kind of food idioms can we say? Any ideas? I'll give you guys a few seconds to give us a comment if you've got some. Food idioms in English. Who knows some? There are a lot of food idioms in English. I'll give you guys a couple more seconds. Let's go over one of mine. To quote-unquote bite off more than you can chew. I bit off more than I can chew. You bit off more than you could chew. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Alright, so yeah, let me type that in here in our Insta. To quote-unquote bite off more than you can chew. Chew. To bite off more than you can chew. That is the next idiom. Hate, love, hate. To bite off more than you can chew. What does that mean if I say, oh, you bit off more than you can chew? Who's got some ideas of what that actually means? Any ideas? I'll give you guys a few seconds to respond to some comments, or with some comments, I should say. To quote-unquote bite off more than you can chew. What's that mean? Give you guys another few seconds to see if you got any ideas. Bite off more than you can chew. Hate Love says smooth. No, it doesn't mean smooth. I don't think so. Not that. So this is kind of more of a phrasal verb, right? It's still idiomatic language. It's an idiom, but it's a phrasal verb. Not all idioms are phrasal verbs, but all phrasal verbs are idioms. All right? So to bite off more than you can chew means to try to do a task or to take on a task. To try to do a task or to take on a task that it's too much for you to handle, or it's too big for you to handle. Right? It's something that's to a degree that's too high. Right? When I started my business a few years ago, I didn't realize I was biting off more than I could chew. Right? I was starting a task that was too big or too difficult for me to handle. Right? Or how about we express this as some advice? Right? When you start your new job, take things slow. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Right? Don't try to do too many things. Don't try to do more than you can handle. That means you bite off more than you can chew. Hey, Aslan. Thanks for coming. We're talking about some food idioms today. But you can also ask me any question about English that you want. I'd also like to answer your questions. That's actually my favorite thing. So bite off more than you can chew, it's a verb. So we can change the tense. Bite, will bite, bit, was biting, am biting, will be biting. Off more than I can chew. Could chew, will, can chew. Okay? So this is whenever we're taking on a task that's too much too difficult for us to handle. Right? Running a business, teaching classes, going to grad school, and keeping my friends happy might be biting off more than I can chew. But I'll still try. I'm still going to try. So, yeah, let's try some of our own examples. Who's got an example for me? Bite off more than you can chew. We know that it means taking on a task that's too big or too difficult for us to handle appropriately, properly, or effectively. Right? Can someone try their own sentence using bite off more than you can chew? More than I can chew, more than you can chew, whatever. You can change the I, you, he, she, it. She bit off more than she could chew. We bit off more than we could chew. So we can change that pronoun there. Who's got an example sentence for me? I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Just see if we can get an example. While we do that, I'll dazzle people with my amazing artistic ability. Let's see if we can draw a face of someone who has bitten off more than they can chew. Let's give them a really shocked hair. Oh my gosh. They're going to have big shocked eyes. Oh my gosh. Like, I've bitten off more than I can chew. This is more than I can handle. When I first started live streaming, I thought I was biting off more than I could chew, but hey, it's not so bad. It's not that bad. Well, it is truly very difficult and awful when no one's watching the live stream. Live streaming to an empty audience, that is really, really tough. Let's see here. Carrie says, planning a wedding had bitten off more than he could chew. Not bad. Not a bad example there. Let's try that out. Let's put this in here. So Carrie says, planning a wedding had bitten off more than he could chew. So there's a couple of grammatical issues in this sentence. Okay, some small, well, kind of major grammatical issues. Okay, now the question is, what are they? So A, planning a wedding, that can be the subject, right? Planning is a gerund, we can use it as a subject, but then later you say more than he could chew. Who is he? Right? Planning a wedding isn't a person, so we can't call it a he. All right? We could say a few different things about this, right? We could change this a few different ways to make it work. But let's try to think of who he is. Right? Planning a wedding had bitten off more than he could chew. So we're putting that in the past perfect simple tense. How are we going to fix that? Who is he? When he tried planning a wedding, he had bitten off more than he could chew. So I'm having to add a lot of extra information in there so that we can have all of the required grammatical elements. Let's flip this around so you can see what I'm doing here. If you want to see what I'm commenting or writing, you can always watch on YouTube. Let's put it in the notes here. Planning. So I have to put it in the past. When he tried planning a wedding, he had bitten off more than he could chew. So I had to put mine in the past tense because had bitten off, that's in the past tense, past perfect simple. So then I actually had to add another clause to make that work effectively. So we have to introduce the he person or character before we say it the second time, right? Before we say it later. We have to know the he, who is he, what is he doing? When he tried planning a wedding, he had bitten off more than he could chew. Okay, let's delete some of my examples. Let's do some more examples here. My boss gave me another project, but I'm still working on my old project. He's making me bite off more than I can chew. When he tried planning a wedding, he had bitten off more than he could chew. Yeah, right. Very nice. Hey, Paris. Thanks for coming. If you've got English questions, please ask them. But also, we're going over some idiomatic language today. Kind of like food idioms, things to do with food. So, right now we're going over the phrasal verb, bite off more than you can chew. All right, which just means to take on a task or a project or a job that is too much for you to handle. It's too big, it's too difficult. So it's more than you can chew. So what we're saying is like, you take a big bite of something, but you have such a big bite, you can't actually chew it. You can't actually do what you're supposed to be doing. Right? So it's a very kind of a visual, pretty literal metaphor. Right? I guess I should just call it a phrasal verb. It's metaphorical, but it is a phrasal verb. Okay, I haven't checked the YouTube comments for a while. Let's see here. Anyone need YouTube? No, not really. But we only have one person watching. There's only one person watching on YouTube. That's okay. That's fine. Okay, now, I think we're done with the examples. It looks like no one's going to send me any more examples. I would encourage it. So if you're watching later, if you're watching the recording on YouTube, try your own examples in the comments. Right? I'll let you know if you're doing it correctly, if it works. If you're not doing it correctly and it doesn't work, I'll let you know why and how you can fix it. Okay, so don't worry about it. We'll get you there. Let's do another one. Okay, let's clear all this out. Don't need my little guy here. Clear that, delete this. Okay, now, same thing. Does anybody have any ideas? Does anybody know any food-based idioms that we could talk about? I'm open to suggestions. I have my own list, of course, but it's always nice when people have their own suggestions, because then I know that they actually want that information. So if you have your own questions or suggestions, now is the time. Hey there. Thanks for coming. Talking about food idioms. All right. Carrie says, I request a questions. What do you mean? You want me to ask you a question? Is that what you mean? You're requesting a question? What do you mean? Try to explain that to me. I'm not sure exactly what it means. Too much to handle, someone says on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Very nice. Yes, someone says on YouTube, it's too much to handle. That means bite off more than you can chew. If you bite off more than you can chew, it's too much to handle. So, Carrie's requested a question. I don't know. You just let me know if you've got a question. Okay, so if you've got one, go ahead and ask. Now, where were we? Okay, yeah, next idiom. Well, click on the question. You will see it. Oh. I clicked on the questions. I don't see it. Yeah, usually if someone actually puts in a literal question, it'll pop up as a question on Instagram, but that did not happen. And when I open the questions, I do not see anything in there. So maybe you didn't submit it, or maybe it's just slow. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see anything in there. Not yet. Try that again. Yeah, if you've got, or you can just type it in the comments. It's also fine. Hey, Juliana. Thanks for coming. So we're going over another food idiom right now. It's actually going to be another phrasal verb, which is idiomatic language, of course. All right, so we've got to cry over spilled milk. To cry over spilled milk. Now, what does that mean? Cry over spilled milk. Who has any ideas? So we'll leave it open-ended for now. I'll give you guys I'll give you people, I'll give y'all a few seconds to address it. To cry over spilled milk. What does that mean? Sorry. A little more coffee, huh? Oh, you know what? I forgot to do a dolly for bite off more than you can chew. Show me a pictorial representation of the idiom bite off more than you can chew. Let's see what this ends up looking like. Let's flip it around. Okay. I guess this one's just showing us like a lemon. That's weird. There's something strange about this picture here. It's kind of weird. One, she's not actually biting it at all, and why does her nose look so weird? And that eye, look at her eyes. Ooh, strange. And she's got 4 fingers. But me, morent, I don't know what that means. Bet more moti to motor. Okay. So this is Dolly's version of, here's what I said. Show me a pictorial representation of the idiom, bite off more than you can chew. Okay. That is not how I would express this in a picture if I was making my own picture. Let's see here. Carrie says to be sad and upset, crying over spilled milk, right? Okay, yeah, so to cry over spilled milk. Well, yeah. Yes, it does mean that you're like upset about something. Yes, it does. Because you're crying, right? So yeah, you're upset. That's not the full meaning. Right? Upset, sad, sure. So why is it cry over spilled milk? Why that? What's that have to do with anything? So what's the difference between simply being sad or upset and crying over spilled milk? Any ideas? I'll give you guys a few seconds. Let's see if anyone's commenting on YouTube or even like watching on YouTube. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, we got a couple people. To cry over spilled milk. What does that mean? So, waste time on guilt. You know, that does, yeah, kind of. Yeah, similar to that. Sure, yes. So it is emphasizing that this is a waste, right? It's a waste. It's wasteful. It's a waste of time. So I'd say that this has kind of two different but similar meanings. Okay. Meaning number one, to be upset about something that already happened in the past and cannot actually be changed, right? You spilled the milk, you can't put the milk back in the glass. I mean, you could, but it'll be dirty milk, right? You're not going to drink it. So, or two, to be upset over something that is relatively minor or not important, right? Your emotional reaction is greater than what would be acceptable. Right? It's like you're crying over spilled milk. It's like, so some little thing happens and you just have this huge reaction to it, right? Like, I don't know, you're 5 minutes late to work and you spend the whole day just super upset about it. You're so disappointed with yourself. Oh my God, you're going to be fired. You're crying over spilled milk, right? If anyone even notices, they probably don't care. Not that much. All right, it's crying over spilled milk. Let's see here. Hey, look, someone wants to be in the video. Yeah, sure. Come on in. Go live with Diana. Okay, come on, Diana. What do we got? Vanessa Hernandez turned on the video? That's weird. Why Vanessa Hernandez? I thought you were Diana. Hello? Hello? You there?
Hello.
Let's turn up the volume here. Hey, Diana. How's it going?
I'm great.
Good, good. Got a question for me? Got an ESL question?
No, only watch the video.
Oh, okay, sure, that's fine. Yeah, so today we're mostly just going over like some idioms about food, that sort of thing. Right now we're talking about crying over spilled milk. Have you ever heard that idiomatic phrase before?
No.
No? What do you think it means? Any guesses?
No.
No, no guesses. Well, it kind of means, let's flip this around here. It means to be upset about something that's already happened, it's in the past, right? You can't change it. So it's like, or maybe to be upset about something that's not really that important. Yeah, your emotional reaction is more extreme than would be normal, right? So, cry over spilled milk. Let's see here. My alarm didn't go off on time this morning, so I woke up 10 minutes late. But I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. So what am I saying? I'm saying I will not let this thing that I cannot change bother me too much, right? Or I won't be too bothered by this relatively minor problem. Alright. Can you try your own example for cry over spilled milk? Do you have any?
My English is not good.
That's okay, that's fine. Well, we'll end this call with you for now then, but try it out. Okay? Try out your own sentence, just try. It doesn't hurt. And if it's good, great. If it doesn't work or if it's wrong, I'll fix it. Also great. All right. Either way, you're probably going to learn something. Okay. So I'm going to take you off the call for now, though. Thanks for calling, Diana. Thanks for talking.
Okay.
All right. Nice. So Diana, she's never heard of that idiom before. All right. Hey, Edita. And Shirali, I don't think I said your name correctly. Thanks for waving though. Hello. So we're talking about the phrasal verb crying over spilled milk. All right. It means becoming more upset than you should, or more upset than you really need to, about something relatively minor, or becoming upset about something that you can't really change anymore. Right? So it's a waste of time. Crying over spilled milk, not a big deal. Right? So I had an example. My alarm didn't go off this morning, so I woke up 10 minutes late. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. My friend was very angry that his sports team lost the match. I told him, hey man, don't cry over spilled milk. Right, I'm saying it's not worth it to get so upset about something you can't change or control. It's already happened, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right? So why doesn't, can someone try to give me an example of your own? Try to use cry over spilled milk in a sentence. Very often, we'll actually use it in the negative. We'll say, don't cry, or you shouldn't cry over spilled milk. All right? Or maybe we'll say in the positive, we'll say, you are crying over spilled milk. Either way, I'm saying, like, look, man, this is not that big of a deal. It's not that important. All right? So try to give me some of your own examples, and while we do that, I'm going to see what Dolly thinks crying over spilled milk should look like. My friend woke up 10 minutes late. That's kind of a weird. Edit the detailed description. Let's give it a detailed description. I want you to show me a visual representation of someone crying over spilled milk. The idiom. Let's just see. I bet anything. I bet anything that this is going to be a very literal interpretation. Here we go. This is a good one. This is weird, right? So these people are all crying over spilled milk. What you, Milan? Is this the milk? Perhaps. Yeah, there's like the milk bowl. This guy, I don't know what is going on with his arm there. I don't know. Yuikilm. You mlas, your man. What is that? Is that a milk? This is so weird. Okay. This person is spilled milk, right? He's actually melting. He actually looks kind of proud of what he's got here. I guess maybe it's a picture. He doesn't look like he's crying over spilled milk to me. So even if your understanding of crying over spilled milk is not very good, or even if you feel like you're not good at it, you're still going to be better than this AI, right? So feel good about yourself, right? You're probably understanding it better than this $2 billion artificial intelligence system. Carrie says, don't cry over spilt milk. It doesn't change anything. Yeah, okay. Well, what you actually said there is split milk. I think what you meant to say was spilt milk. S-P-I-L-T. Yeah, some people use that as the past tense for spilled, spill, spilt, spilled. I think that sounds pretty informal. But maybe grammatically that does work. Can you spell spilled as spilt? Spilled versus spilt. Spilled and spilt have the same meaning. The past tense of verbs to spill. The only difference, spilt is the standard, spilled, L-E-D, is the standard spelling for American, and spilt is standard spelling for British. Oh, okay. So they are both correct. You can have spilt milk as well. Sure. So it's not informal. It's just British. It's interesting. So they spell that very, very differently than the American people. So don't cry over spilt milk. It doesn't change anything. Sure, sure. Do you have an example? Is there a situation you can think of when you knew someone who was crying over spilled milk, or the time when you cried over spilled milk? Answer that question for me if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Let's move on. Let's take a look at a different one. So again, I'll open the floor to some suggestions here. Who knows some food idioms that we can go over? I've got a list. I can give my own suggestion, but I think yours would be more fun. Or maybe you have an ESL question. Ooh, that would be even better. I'll give you guys a few seconds in case you're typing something. Or does it still count as typing when you're using a phone and your thumbs? I don't know. Is that still typing? Technically, maybe it is. I'm not sure. Oh, who's got some food idioms for us? I'll give you guys a few more seconds, and then I'll suggest my own. We have another 9 minutes of demo time. Bite the bullet. Well, that is involving biting something. But is it actually a food idiom? I don't think so. What does that mean, to bite the bullet? Do you know? That's fine. We can go over it. Yeah, no problem. To bite the bullet. What does that mean, to bite the bullet? Anybody have any ideas? I'll give you guys a few seconds. Bite the bullet. What does it mean? What does it mean? Not my cup of tea. Yeah, that one's kind of more of a food idiom. Sure. Yeah, sure. If something's not your cup of tea, that's yeah, that's more food related for sure. All right. So someone asked about to quote unquote bite the bullet. Interesting idiom. It's a phrasal verb. What does that mean? Take, I think what you got is like take and accept consequences. That makes sense. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Kind of. Well, yeah, it can mean accepting or taking the consequences. Yes, it can, right? Often when we're biting the bullet, this is when we have to do or deal with something unavoidable. Right? We have to do something unavoidable. We have to deal with something unavoidable. Or it can mean to like face a difficult or like a tough or unpleasant situation with calmness, confidence, or perhaps maturity. All right. So, hey there, Fatih. Thanks for coming. So yeah, if we bite the bullet, that means we're kind of like accepting something that's difficult. So like Adita said, like taking the consequences. Sure. But like it's without fear or without hesitation, or perhaps without complaint. And some people just refer to biting the bullet as getting married, right? Some people just call getting married biting the bullet, right? Also that, right? To deal with the pain. Sure, that's biting the bullet because pain is a difficult situation that we have to face sometimes. So either you're going to cry and whine about it, complain about it, or you're just going to accept it and deal with the situation with some confidence or without complaining about it. Bite the bullet. So this is very often followed with an and then kind of explaining a situation. So let's let's move this. Let's actually make this smaller. That's better. Oh no. No, no, I did something wrong. Oh goodness. Okay, let's see if we can make this smaller. Yeah, there we go. Move it over here. Okay, yeah, that's not what I meant to do, but whatever. The name is Sai Chowdhury. Thanks for coming. We're talking about bite the bullet, the phrasal verb. So let's try, let me give my own example sentence. All right. I'm going to do this on YouTube, so if you want to see what I'm writing, come to YouTube and watch on there. I'm sharing my screen on YouTube. So we had to make some cuts in the budget. I decided to bite the bullet and reduce my own pay. Alright, so I didn't want to reduce. This really happened, right? I had to make some cuts in the budget for the business so that we could afford the advertising campaign that we're currently doing. So to afford it, I reduced my pay by 20%. So I cut my pay. So that was definitely a tough, difficult decision. I guess I'm kind of complaining about it right now, but I'm not really. I'm just kind of telling you about it. So I had to bite the bullet and what? Do something, right? So the quote-unquote bite the bullet and action, right? Some kind of thing that you got to do. Hey, Sadaf. Thanks for coming. So we're talking about the idiom bite the bullet, which means to deal with something difficult or unavoidable, but deal with it with calmness, confidence, maturity, lack of complaint, no hesitation. All right, so let's see here. I haven't been on vacation for a while, but I don't have much money. I decided to bite the bullet and fly to Mexico for the beach. Something like that. All right, to bite the bullet. Undecided one. Thanks for coming. We got another few minutes of streaming time if anyone has any questions, or if we want to try some of our own examples for bite the bullet. All right, so I'll give you guys a few seconds to see if you're going to try to type something. Oh, let's check the YouTube. Okay, no new comments yet. Okay, that's fine. Doing good over there then. Alright, streaming statistics all look good. I just got to check these things from time to time. I bit the bullet. Okay, bit the bullet. So what does that mean? You bit the bullet. Or can you put it into a longer sentence with some more context in there? What does that mean? You bit the bullet and what? To do what? Why did you have to bite the bullet? What did it entail? I don't know. Biting the bullet, I don't think is really technically a food idiom. Right? We do bite things, though. I mean, we bite our food, so maybe it's a food idiom. Whatever. Either way. fine. I bit the bullet. I had to make some cuts to the budget so we could afford our advertising. I decided to bite the bullet and reduce my pay. Alright. I haven't been on vacation, but I don't have enough money. I'm going to bite the bullet and go to Mexico. Alright, it's like it's a tough decision to spend the money, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it anyway. So if you bite the bullet, that means you're going to do something, even though it's hard, frustrating, difficult, or if it's just completely unavoidable. All right. I bit the bullet and left my pancakes to join the live stream extremely late. Right? So it's a tough decision. It's like, gosh, I don't want to leave these pancakes behind, but I do want to watch this live stream, so I'm going to make the difficult decision to leave my pancakes and join the stream. I get it, yeah. Leaving pancakes for anything is you're always going to have to bite the bullet on that one. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous. I'm a little hungry. We're going to go try a new restaurant today. It's like this hamburger restaurant in San Antonio. I think they call it Burger Boy. We're going to try it out kind of as a celebration because I was accepted into my graduate program yesterday. So we're going to get a little bit fat to celebrate. Hey, here's Prince. Prince gave us a lot of suggestions. Eggs Benedict. Oh, nice. You're making me hungry over there. Prince, sorry, we're actually finishing the stream right now. We started an hour ago. So it's just a 1-hour stream from 11:30 Central Standard Time to 12:30. I went to Burger Boy in San Antonio. It's good. Okay, yeah, we've never been. So we're going to go now. Right. Hey, Annie. Everyone who's just joining now, very sorry. You're exactly 1 hour late. So, no, don't worry about it, Prince. It's not a big deal. If you want to watch the recording, go into the link tree in my profile, and you can find it on our YouTube channel. Yeah, I'll post it so you can watch it, comment, participate in the comments, whatever. It's all good. Hey, Mahi. Sorry, we're actually ending the stream right now. It started 1 hour ago, but you can always watch it in our YouTube, so no worries there. Okay, everybody, that's it for today. So, again, thank you for coming. Thanks for your suggestions. Thank you for any questions. And especially thank you for your examples. Love, love, love to see the examples. We are not streaming next Saturday because I will really be in Mexico for my friend's wedding. Okay? Maybe I'll do a short stream like on the beach or something. Oh yeah, we're having our time change next weekend. So we're going back 1 hour. Eee. So, yeah, it'll be difficult. The time change always makes things hard for a while. So I'll still be posting it, and I'll have the official time for it posted on the page. All right, so the time is changing for me. We're going back 1 hour. I'm still doing it at 11:30 a.m. But for you, wherever you're watching, it might be 1 hour earlier. So just be careful with that. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun trip. The last 4 or 5 times I went to Mexico, I actually went for the dentist. Not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun there. So this time I'm actually going to enjoy myself, which is great. Okay, but let's brand this bad boy, right? So thanks for coming. And remember, if you need help with your English, you need www.needhelpenglish.com. Education, training, success. We'll see you next time. And we got to end it on YouTube too. Should I repeat myself? Education, training, success? We'll see you next time.